Good evening. Welcome to DLopezUnpacked, a DigiWax collaboration. Today we have the great honor of having the grandniece of Harriet Tubman, Rita Daniels. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Oh, the privilege is ours. This is a Juneteenth edition, so it's even more special to have your story told. Can you speak briefly about what inspired you to write the book that you're holding? You're holding a book. Can you read it? Say the name of the book?
Okay, the name of this book is called Harriet Tubman, Military Scout and Tenacious Visionary. And we wrote this book, and I am a co-writer.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that co-wrote it with me, her name is Jean Marie Wiesen. And the book now is on Amazon as well as Barnes and Noble and different places. So we'd love you to go out and get the book. A lot of the books are being removed from the bookshelves, uh, probably even as we speak. But right now, we do know that you can still purchase it or order it as well. And if you'd like, you can reach me and I make sure that you get an autographed copy as well by sending an email to me, daniels.rita09@gmail.com. And so we make sure that we send books out, okay?
Okay, great. So, wow. So, tell us a little bit about the inspiration in creating the book.
The inspiration in writing this book is that a couple years ago I was at one of my speaking engagements. I
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of them, and this was before the book, so I was doing it prior to this. Um, and a woman came up to me after I spoke and said that she was very inspired by my conversation
Okay.
and what I talked about, and the fact that I was related to the one and only Harriet Tubman. She also said that she would like to. I gave her my card. We exchanged information. Gave her a card, and so she told me that she was going to call me after she did some thinking. And her idea was that we should get together and co-write a book, and
Okay.
which is what we did. I didn't know how well she wrote. You know, people could say they're writers, but then you didn't know. So I
Right,
wanted to
right.
see some of her work that was already out there. And but anyways, we agreed on uh, writing the book. We had to find a way to start. I mean, we had disagreements and a lot of that in
Right.
between. You know, I don't want that in there. No, yeah, you need to have it, and so that kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, we were able to talk on the phone a lot because she
Right.
still lived in Connecticut and I live in Georgia.
Okay.
So pretty much we were writing a book in different
Mm.
states, so we didn't really have a chance to sit down together.
Mm.
And it's probably one of the uh, reasons why it took so long to get the book out
How long
because
did it take?
it was a good 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without giving too
Um,
much away, give us a little summary of the book.
One of the things I can honestly say
Right.
is that what our idea was to write about Harriet Tubman and the people that were instrumental
Mhm.
in her becoming a free woman, um, getting out of slavery and so forth, and how the people, the Quakers who helped her go from one spot to another um, on her journey
Right.
to freedom. So
The Underground
we,
Railroad, right?
well, it was considered the Underground Railroad, yes. Um, she made many trips back and forth to help family as well as others who wanted to leave and get out of freedom. But, well, get the freedom, sorry about that. And what we did was we put a lot of information together in the book, put it together, and decided that, hey, you know what? This is the best thing for Harriet Tubman's legacy.
Okay.
And so it's been very important that we continue the legacy of Harriet Tubman without um, making sure that her story was told the best way we knew how. Of
Right,
course, we
right,
weren't here when she was here,
right,
but I had family information, the legacy of Harriet Tubman, passed down generations to generations. So we were able to put all that together and come and put together and make it a book.
right,
Um, at first, it seemed like it was never going to happen, but in due time, we ended up finding a publisher. The publisher also, uh, who
right.
was here today,
Okay.
and Jessica Case. She was very
Instrumental,
instrumental,
yeah.
very instrumental in making sure we get it to done. Well, we had a lot of work to do prior to getting it done in the first place. So yeah, yeah.
Fascinating. So people who may not know, like, where did it start? Where did it end? Like her trip.
Her trip started in um, Harriet Tubman's mother was the daughter of Modesty, which was Harriet Tubman's grandmother. Modesty was the name given to the grandmother because she was the woman that was brought from Ghana
Mm,
on the ship, stolen from her country, and yeah, just telling the story sometimes it gets to me.
okay.
Stolen from her country of Ghana, Africa, and put on a ship, put on chains, and was snatched out of her country, her familiar.
Stolen, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so Modesty, being the grandmother, at the time she was just a teenager when she was taken, but she ended up giving birth to um, Henrietta, which is her daughter.
Mm.
Henrietta married, later ended up marrying Ben Ross, and they had 9 children. Ha- Harriet Tubman, Harriet rather, turned out to be the fifth child. And so she was the one. Some of her sisters were sold off as slaves. However, Harriet Tubman was not. She was a rebellious young woman. She was not one that you tell her to do something, she didn't want to do it.
Right,
She half did things when it even came to, because she was a slave. She had to do whatever she was told to
right.
do.
She fought
But
against the injustice. Yeah.
yes, but one day someone told her that you can become a free woman if you want to,
Mm.
and it was the Quakers. They ran into while she was out in the field. They told her that she
What
could
state
do
was
this.
that in?
That was all in Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
So um, Modesty was brought on the ship from Ghana to Maryland. That's where she ended up, and um, Modesty gave birth to her daughter Henrietta in Maryland, and as time went by, she married Ben, and they had 9 children. So that's how that. But the people that helped her get to the freedom that uh, she wanted a taste of, she wanted a taste of that freedom because that's what the Quakers told her
Mm-hmm.
what it was like to be free, and so that's what she did. She ran away,
Wow.
and in the book, it does
Yeah.
tell you
Hold the book
how
up one more time so people know it.
it does let you know
From her roots in Ghana to her legacy on the Eastern Shore, Harriet Tubman,
exactly,
and military
exactly.
scout and tenacious visionary.
Yes, yes,
So,
and we recommend everyone getting this book, getting it into your homes because it is very important. So many people, and just so you know, not everyone believes in slavery. Not everyone thinks that just because you are a darker skinned or different, that you should be a slave. And in this book, it will tell you all the people who helped Harriet Tubman get her freedom. And they were people of different color. They did not look like her. The Quakers. There were so many people
those were
who,
like the abolitionists of the time.
the
Yeah.
abolitionists, they were Quakers, they were people that wanted to help her. So you'll find in the book.
Powerful.
The
Powerful
people
story.
that helped her get to freedom.
I
Yeah.
want to ask because there was a film that came out recently. I think it was called Harriet, if I'm
Yes, it
not
was.
mistaken. I haven't got a chance to see it. I know it's been out for a while. How do you feel the depiction of the film was? Like, did you feel like it was they portrayed it accurately compared on the information that you have, you and your family?
Well, one of the things I saw it twice. I had to see it two times in order to really get an understanding of what they were trying to do.
Okay.
However, one of the things that that I can't say about the book is the fact that they started the movie with Harriet already married. Okay, so they didn't go into her growing up or as a child or what she went through.
Mm.
So that was during a time that she was still married to um, Ben. Harriet Tubman, the John Tubman. She was married to John Tubman. And so John Tubman, her husband at that time, was a free man,
Mm-hmm.
but she was not. And
Okay.
so she wanted to be a free woman as well, but she was not able to because of that. It wasn't until the Quakers explained to her how she can become a free woman if she just left.
Okay.
So she did finally get the information, uh, started to run away, had her two brothers, and then turned around and the two brothers went back, but she kept going.
Yeah.
She went to Philadelphia from there. Once she crossed over from Maryland to Philadelphia, that's how she got her freedom from there.
So, in your opinion, the movie was pretty accurate to your knowledge?
There were a lot of things that were not accurate. It was a good movie.
Okay.
I can say that.
Okay.
But there was a lot of inaccuracies. They got to make it very broad.
Right.
However, when it came to showing the slaves, they only showed pictures. They didn't actually show real,
The atrocities,
slaves,
like
the
the
atrocities. They
right.
didn't show all that. They
Understood.
left it out.
Okay.
So to me, there's a lot of things that Harriet Tubman didn't do
Hmm.
in the movie, but unless a person knows her story,
Right.
they're going to believe that whatever they show. And it wasn't so bad to a point where it was just completely nonfiction or fictional or however they want to put
Right.
it. So that
Yeah,
they
for the
did
movies in general, they usually condense it because you only have like an hour and a half,
only so much
2 hours.
time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but
Yeah.
I had hoped that when they put that on, that they would have started it at a much younger age,
Understood.
so that people could understand Harriet.
But you covered
As
that in the book.
it is covered
All
in
right.
the book.
So even more reason to check out the book, Harriet Tubman,
Yes,
written by Rita Daniels and Jean Marie Wilson.
Wiesen.
Wiesen, excuse me.
Yes,
Jean Marie Wiesen. And this is Harriet Tubman from her roots in Ghana to her legacy on the Eastern Shore.
that's right.
Make sure you check it out to get all the details, the factual
And just so you
information
know,
from
Harriet Tubman
from
was not from Ghana.
from her
It
grandniece.
was her grandmother. Yes,
Yes, from her
yes.
grannies Rita Daniels. Who better to get the information than the family member who's it's been passed down from generation to generation. The accurate story. So you got I'm sure you got primary source documents. They've been
Well,
transferred
we
from family to
we there's
family.
there's a lot of pictures. They didn't come out as great as we
Right.
wanted, but we were told that was the best they could.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of pictures in there. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Definitely.
My allergies
No, no
keep
worries.
hitting. But yeah,
Well, thank you so much for being on the platform. We definitely
thank
gotta
you.
check out the book. I feel like this book should be in high schools and
And
junior
you
high
know what?
schools.
And I'm
In
glad that you
educational
said that
systems.
because
Yeah.
I'm going to gift this book to you. I'm going to go ahead and sign the book
Oh,
so that
sweet.
you have your own book. And then when you are talking about it, that you mention the book.
Yes,
Okay?
100%.
All right?
It should be in our school system because I think
Exactly.
the youth need to
Exactly.
really know the
Exactly.
deets,
So
the
I'm going to
accurate.
go ahead and write
Oh
this
wow,
to you. And can you
appreciate you.
tell me how is your name spelled?
Yeah, David. my podcast is DLopezUnpacked.
Okay, to David.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Thank you so much. This is touching. This is touching because I'm just thinking about it's Juneteenth and just all the years of fighting for justice and that comes in your bloodline. Fighting for for what's right.
Well,
You
our
know.
goal is to continue the legacy of Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
I'm not Harriet Tubman, can never be Harriet
Right.
Tubman, but I do know of her works.
Yeah. And you're telling the story, which is important because a lot of times when our heroes pass, we need to their stories need to be preserved. You
Well,
know.
if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And so I think people need to know their roots because our children can become slaves again if they don't know where they came from.
100%.
There's, there's one thing I can say. I'm not going back.
Right.
I'm not letting my kids go back.
Right. Yeah. If you don't fight for justice and if you allow the status quo, these things could continue to fester and happen. Thank you so much for being on the platform. I was told
And
I gotta wrap
again,
it up.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
This is your
I
book,
appreciate you
and
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Yes,
All right. Harriet Tubman, Rita Daniels.
military scout and tenacious visionary.
Check it out.